Welcome back to G-Man-P, the Great TV. If you tuned in today, hit a like, share, subscribe. If not, we ain't doing no tripping. Now, I know they're going to be saying, like, why does he keep reading off these things? Well, I'm going to tie it all by the time that I'm done with everything, I'm going to tie everything together like a nice little bow. Today, we're going to be talking about Operation Third Wind. That's what we're talking about today. Operation Third Wind. On January 14th, 1988, a major multi-agency investigation into the defense procurement fraud, later codenamed Operation Third Wind, a likely reference to an old English proverb, was announced to the world via a one-page press statement. By the time the dust had settled several years later, the case revealed that some Defense Department employees had taken bribes from businesses in exchange for inside information on procurement bids that helped some of the nation's largest military contractors win lucrative weapons system deals. More than 60 contractors, consultants, and government officials were ultimately prosecuted, including a high-ranking Pentagon Assistant Secretary and a Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Navy. As a monetary measure of the significance of the crimes, the case resulted in a total of $622 million worth of fines, recoveries, restitutions, and forfeitures. The investigation began as many cases of fraud and abuse do, when an honest individual refuses to take part in criminal activity, instead contacts authorities. In 1986, a Virginia defense contractor was approached by a military consultant who said he could obtain proprietary bid information from a competitor in exchange for cash. The contractor did the right thing and reported the conversation to the FBI and Naval Investigation Services, now called the Naval Criminal Investigation Services. The contract agreed to cooperate and to let us monitor phone conversations he had with the consultant. After collecting enough information, determined what the consultant was up to, we confronted the man and he agreed to cooperate as well. We soon had enough probable cause for the case's first court-authorized electronic surveillance, or wiretap, and over time developed probable cause for others. That enabled the FBI and its partners in this case included NIS, the Defense Criminal Intelligence Service, the Air Force Office of Special Investigations, and the Internet Review Service Criminal Division to execute more than 36 search warrants in D.C. and 12 states on June 14, 1988. These searches of the Office of Defense contractors, consultants, and government officials yielded a mountain of evidence, including financial documents. A slew of indictments followed, and many of the defense faced with overwhelming evidence, including recorded telephone conversations where they had discussed their crimes, simply pleaded guilty. The legacy of Operation Third Wind is significant. The scandal so shocked the nation that just 5 months after the case became public, new rules governing federal procurement were put into place. The Procurement Integrity Act, amended in 1996, remains the law on the land. The multi-agency investigation, also groundbreaking for the Bureau, especially in its use of court authorities' electronic surveillance, one of the first times we have used this tool so extensively in a white-collar crime investigation. A quarter century later, the cases remain the largest and most successful investigation of a defense procurement fraud in the United States history. Now we're going to get on the third win investigators in their own words. At the height of the third win investigation, hundreds of Bureau agents were assigned to the case, working alongside their federal partners. Many of these agents have since retired, but there are still a fair number around the various FBI offices. Here are recollections from a few of those agents about the case. I was a new agent assigned to the Washington, D.C. field office and worked on the Third Win Task Force for about 2 years. This task force was comprised of FBI, DCIS, and NIS agents, along with several federal prosecutors. This team of young agents and seasoned investigators and prosecutors were able to hold responsible those who tried to influence the defense procurement process through monetary bribe and gifts. Special Agent Milwaukee. I was a new agent temporarily assigned to the case as former Department of Defense auditor. The case truly interested me. I would like to think that my expertise helped some on the case, but as there were so many agents working on it, I learned earlier on how to be a team player. I knew that by charging so many government contractors and government employees, the FBI was sending a message loud and clear that in the U.S. we do not buy off government officials in order to get contracts. I volunteered to work Third Win and stayed for 3 years. The case was innovative from the Bureau's perspective because we used an investigative team approach and multi-wiretaps in various cities during a complex white-collar crime investigation. Each team used the skills of both new and experienced agents to produce a domino effect of guilty pleas. Early guilty pleas and cooperation made a significant difference to the speed of working our way to high-level corporate executive and government officials. Special Agent Washington, D.C. Third Win was just spinning up when I graduated from new agents training, so I began working on it immediately. I listened to court-authorized surveillance, wrote search warrants, carried out searches on the takedown day, and conducted interviews. I think Third Win was a momentum case because it was the first of its kind. Plus, it was such a widespread investigation that even the public took notice, and that outcry from the public over government waste and fraud was something we have not experienced before. Special Agent San Francisco. We were able to bring together so many different people from different agencies to work as a team during the investigation. And I think it was one of the first times that the Bureau used computer technology to support a major case. We started with one computer and pretty soon had a room full, thanks to one of our IT guys. We were able to load information we had uncovered into the computers and then ran automatic searches to help find links between subjects. Special Agents Denver. So pretty much by the time I'm done with it, with Third Win, I just wanted to point out how government officials will take bribe money for contracts and for certain people to get contracts. You understand? But by the end, like I said, I'm going to tie all this in like a nice little bow when I'm done, finished and done with it. But that's one thing I want to come up here and talk about today on G-Man the Great TV. To the ones that's tuned to me, I appreciate. To the ones that ain't, we ain't doing no tripping. Peace.